you know, if I have to identify myself and like let people know who I am, typically it's easy to just say I'm trans. But for those who are just don't understand what just the word trans mean, and then you also need that description right afterwards. So like trans mask or trans guy, transgender, give them like the full length of the name.
Right.
One fun fact about is so I go by Franky, but my legal name is actually Francis.
Mm-hmm.
It's the masculine version of Francis because people are like, oh, is do you spell with an E? Do you spell with an I? And I'm like, it's with an I. So I'm actually named after my dad. So legally, I am a junior. I haven't had to change my name. One, because I don't want to. Two, I like my name. And three, it's already masculine enough. Adding the legal part of junior at the end that I've already had since birth, it's a special case. Because people were like, oh, what's your dead name? And I'm like, I don't have one.
Don't have one. Right.
You're looking at it.
Right.
It's not dead, it's alive. I didn't get on hormones until probably a good 6 years after I came out. Back in 2012, when I was graduating high school, I actually was not like fighting my school, but they were like, oh, you can't graduate on the boys' side. For some reason, we had gender lines. And I was like, why not? They're like, well, you have to go on what's on your birth certificate. And I'm just like, no. So I took it to the local news, and they also did a news segment on me back. I was just like freshly 18.
Right.
And because there was no real policies back then, there was not a reason why my school should have said no. So the school district was actually like, they sent me a statement. They were like, actually, you can graduate on the guy's side because we don't have a policy prohibiting you to do that. And so a lot of things after I graduated high school kind of like snowballed from there in terms of making more inclusive policies for our students, whether it's high school, middle school, and college as well.
Right.
And I was just like, I was kind of stubborn back then. I was like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Let me just walk on this side. I look a little funny wearing a suit on this side.
Exactly.
Put me over there. Right now, the most difficulty is finding a medical provider to prescribe the hormones. Back then, you only needed a nurse practitioner. Like anybody with a nurse practitioner or above can prescribe the hormones, and that's what a lot of these, smaller clinic, low-income clinics has. Not a lot of them has a medical provider to get a prescription from, and sometimes those are even harder to find just because of insurance, informed consent. Back then, I actually didn't need to have a therapist letter. I believe they let me either use an older therapist letter that I had before, or I was able to do informed consent. So then I was able to continue my hormones down here. And I was at this clinic for a few years, but again, it was before it transitioned over to 26 Health. Actually, I saw the Dr. Rowe video
Right.
on it's either Instagram or Facebook. Like somebody sent that to me, and they're like, "Oh, I know you're looking for a clinic.
Yes.
Maybe go here." And I'm like, "That's funny because I was with them for like 5 years prior."
Right. Yes.
So I was like, "Okay." I called them immediately. I was like, "Can I make an appointment?"
Yes.
And they're like, "Oh, have you been a previous patient?" I'm like, "Yes." So because I have been a previous patient before, it was a lot faster for me to come in. I had got to go make that extra drive, but I'd rather make this drive than having to fly out of state because that's what my fear was before, that I was scared that I would not be able to find a doctor down here, and I would either have to fly to Georgia or like New York
Right.
just to get medication.
Right. That's
And at that time between clinics, I was rationing my prescription.
right.
I wasn't taking it when I was supposed to because I don't know how long I'm gonna have it. And so like I like to help when I can and where I can, whether it's online or in person or just even talking to people because there is a lot of stuff going on and you don't know.
Right.
Like, thankfully because I am from a Filipino American background, people before hormones did not clock me as fast. So I like to use my social media to like not promote myself, but like show that there is more than just one way of looking trans, being trans type of thing.